Friday night, we were going out to dinner. We drove into the city, parked in the parking garage, and as I was walking out, I burst out laughing. I could not believe what I saw. I stopped and I took a picture because isn't that what we all do when we see bad fire stop? Anyhow, I posted it on LinkedIn and my post said, Friday night out on the town, walking from the parking garage, and I burst out laughing. If you know, you know. Happy Friday, everyone. Laugh when you can, or you might cry at the sight of this. Then during the weekend, I was looking back at the comments and I realized that this was more than just a really bad fire stop installation. This was a code violation on a whole different direction. And that is what I want to talk to you about in this fire stop coffee break training. You probably already know that I used to teach kindergarten. And an easy way to teach a kid a lesson is to tell them a story. For example, the boy who cried wolf. That teaches kids about not making up stories about something urgent or unimportant because they lose the trust of the people who would otherwise help them when they need it. It's a simple story with a lesson that's easy to remember. In construction, there are so many things that if you catch them early enough, it's easy to fix the problem. But if you don't identify the problem until you're going for TCO, it could be a problem that's going to hit your schedule or your budget, or maybe both. First, let me explain why this code section is so important. Then I'll show you the code section. And then I'll tell you the kindergarten version of the story that I want you to tell yourself on every project. Because every story needs a hero. And if you start doing this on your projects, you just might be the hero. First, if you're in a building and there's an emergency, having a safe path to exit the building is going to be incredibly important. That's why there are all sorts of rules related to keeping this path safe. This path consists of the corridors and often connect to the stairwells. Corridors and stairwells are made up of floors and walls that are required to have a fire resistance rating, and every time you poke a hole in a floor or a wall, you have a negative impact on the fire resistance rating of that assembly. Now, of course, you're supposed to fire stop it, but the truth is, the fire rating would be stronger without that hole. And that's why the building code does not allow you to have any penetrations into your means of egress, stairwells, or corridors that doesn't serve a purpose in that space. The means of egress is not only important to you and me when we're in a building and we need to get out, but it's also important to keep the first responders safe as they enter the building to rescue the people and fight the fire. Getting this stuff right is a top priority in my opinion. And when I'm consulting on a project, this is one of the first things that we look at. So let's look at the code section. For this, we'll dive into chapter 10, which is all about your means of egress. There's a lot of good stuff in this chapter, and if you're an owner's rep, an architect, a general contractor, you should really spend some time with this section because these are some of the easiest code violations that you can eliminate if you know them and if you catch them early enough. So, if you go into section 1024, you'll see that that's all about exit passageways, and then go specifically to 1024.6, which talks about penetrations in exit passageways. That section says penetrations into or through an exit passageway are prohibited except for the following, and then it lists a bunch of things that are important for the corridor, such as heating, cooling, ventilation, pressurization of that area, fire sprinklers, lights, security, and other things that are important to the first responders and the building safety. You could see the specific code here. Now, are you ready for the story? The one that I hope will help you remember this code section. Well, ready or not, here we go. When I'm walking through a means of egress corridor or stairwell, I will look at a penetration and I will ask it one simple question. What is your purpose here? Literally, if you look at a conduit that's in a means of egress corridor and you ask it, what is your purpose? Why are you here? Follow the conduit, see where it goes. If it's not serving a purpose in the corridor, it is a code violation. If you find a conduit before it's connected, before there's power running through it, it's not that hard to reroute it. But if it's a bank of conduit and it's running the length of the corridor and everything is connected, relocating it will be both expensive and time-consuming. Now, of course, there are other solutions, but they're not cheap, easy, or quick. Every time I've seen them, they've been expensive, time-consuming, and a general hassle. Rather than tell you how to fix a problem that I hope you can avoid, I would much prefer to take my time teaching you to avoid the problem in the first place. So the next time that you're doing BIM modeling or walking through a means of egress corridor early in construction or regularly as things progress, take a second and be silly. Start talking to your pipes, conduits, and ducts that are in that corridor with you and ask every single one of them, what are you doing here? What is your purpose? And if you find that they serve no purpose, take immediate action to have those service items relocated. With that, I hope that this Fire Stop Coffee Break training serves its purpose. And if you ask, what's the purpose? That's simple. I just want to help you build better. If you found this valuable, please like, share, and comment. Then send the link to your coworkers or contractors or anybody who wants to build better. If you want to learn more, please connect on LinkedIn, check out our YouTube channel, or our website for more educational content. We have a blog as well as an app with a variety of training videos, all designed to help you build better. I hope you'll join us for any of it or all of it. And if you have ideas of other ways that we can support you, please let me know how we can help you build better. And with that, I hope to see you on your next Fire Stop Coffee Break training. Thank you so much for spending this time with us.